There's one thing funny that this doesn't apply to me. I read this on another forum, and they were talking something about the silver lining, the pros basically of all this. And one guy said, "Yeah, everyone's saying the pros like no traffic, less people out." One guy puts, "I have to. One of the pros is I have to be 6 feet away from my wife at all times." And
whoa.
and again, that's not me. That's not me.
We don't all want to get in trouble here.
Yeah.
No.
Somebody else's response was his silver lining was he doesn't have to be 6 feet. He has to be 6 feet away from that guy's wife too, which was even a better response.
Bob, are there any silver linings for you or Dominic? Let's get you guys next. I don't feel like you guys have talked enough. I think I just keep on going and it just
No, there are a lot of silver linings as far as family time. This is really forcing the kids. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it, John.
The Mountain Man hat coming out.
The Mountain Man hat. I got the white version.
Yeah, I mean,
please continue.
Bob. We're doing a lot. We're trying to do as much as we can together. Last night we went out. We did a fire pit in the backyard. Had the kid had music blasting, smoked hookah, let them dance, and let them socialize together because I have so many different ages at home, and they're always going out with their own friends. Now they're all socializing together. I think it's great in that aspect. Being able to spend all this extra time with the family right now before I go away for such a long time, it's been really good. So, we're getting the kids involved in cooking, and they're asking to cook, and they've never done that before. So those are kind of neat things, So I see some pluses out of this. There are pluses in every negative. So you got to take those pluses and use them to your best interest.
Yep, most definitely.
For me, it's been nice I get to work side by side with my wife and get a little bit more insight on what she does on a daily basis, because before I really had no idea. But I was also in California for 4 years, and I didn't have much exposure to my family. So being able to stay with my parents and going back and forth between my brother's house and just seeing extended family has been a nice blessing for me. So it's
That's
nice.
awesome.
I work a lot, so to be able to get a little bit of extra time to see people that near and dear to my heart has been a big thing for me.
Well, I think that's really, really awesome, and I think it's somewhat unique to us Americans that, I would say there's probably 60% of our workforce, and this is not an official statistic, so don't quote me, that don't have vacation time or don't have sick time. So it gives us a chance to rethink our priorities as Americans a little bit as well. Tanner, is there any silver linings in your life?
Sure. So there's actually quite a few silver linings, especially within the rural communities. We're seeing everybody come together more so than ever, and work together to make sure, one, everybody's fed, but two, everybody gets all their stuff planted in the ground and is ready for the summer season. But on a more urban setting, the silver lining for me would be seeing all these lounges starting to come together. I think that's something that's sometimes taken for granted at occasions, that everybody's got their own individual business. But now within Colorado, I don't know how it is with every other state, lounges are shut down until May 11th. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to consolidate all their stuff together and push out delivery options, push out different smoking at-home options for consumers, so our industry can, one, continue growing, but two, so people can continue to have the experience. So those are my two big silver linings.
Yeah, and you know what? I thought of another silver lining that you guys can apply to your life, or anyone listening out there. A lot of places are shipping. So my parents only live 15 minutes away from me. And yesterday I got the idea. I was chatting with actual Daniel Dow, and I asked him if he's still shipping out. He's like, "Yeah, you need anything?" I said, "No, I'm stocked." But come to think about it, why don't you send a case of wine to my parents' house? Because they're not that old, but Dad just turned 70, Mom's 65, and so
Right.
I'm like, you know what? I could support this guy at the winery, because I'm sure his business is down, and support my parents at the same time. And I don't have to risk anything by going. I don't want to go see them now under these circumstances. So just put in an order. They received it today, and they're happy. So it's a little gesture that you can do and you can do it for friends. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Just get them something, like they'll get a surprise delivery, and you can do it whether it's hookah related or alcohol related or just any type of gift. If you find some toilet paper online, just as a joke, get a small pack and send it their way. Something just to keep things running, keep the trucks moving out there, and keep people happy, keep their spirits up.
Yeah, in part one of the chat earlier, actually, a bunch of the guys were talking about sharing some of their supplies with people. So they were exchanging each other's informations and stuff. Probably gonna get together offline on Facebook and ship each other some charcoal, some tobacco and stuff. So the community is deeply involved in this. I think where Leonard posted something a couple days ago and is starting a like a small gift exchange with a bunch of the guys from the community. So yeah, things like that, little small things like that, keeps everybody moving forward and keeps a little bit of the stress of whatever else is going on in the limelight a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's important for us to be able to find those silver linings or give somebody else a silver lining in their life. I think we all have our unique perspectives, and that are unique to us, and let guys know that it doesn't matter where you are in life. If you're a college kid, a pilot, a business professional, an architect, an armed service member slash sexy construction worker, or an industry professional, that it's all affecting us in some way, whether it's social, economic, both social and economic, or whether we're just trying to put food on our family's plate. It's important for us to stay together during these times.
Absolutely, and us getting together like this, staying social on our groups is something that's so positive to help us get through this tough time. We're able to talk and socialize as if we're with our friends, personally, and it's really good that we continue to stay together and can keep the lines of communication open and help each other out as needed.
No doubt. I think, a lot of people are saying in the Hookah University chat, hey, we're trying to clean our house as much as we can and keep ourselves clean and sanitized. We're seeing a lot of people under the same situation of, hey, my city's locked down. I can only order takeout or go get groceries.
Right.
We are literally in the same situation you are. It doesn't matter who you are, what color you are, what your social economical class is. It's affecting everyone, and this is like literally, it seems almost like the first issue that everyone can agree on is, hey, we need to get better as a world.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some things like the world is healing. Did you guys see the satellite photos of China or the videos of dolphins swimming in the Venice canals?
The
No, I
dolphin
haven't.
ones was
No.
false. That was photoshopped.
Really?
To keep it
Yeah.
to keep it on the same subject and with hookah, there is someone else in the industry, and this was in a private conversation, but I'll share it. It's Reza from Cloud. He was telling me, we were having a conversation. I was all depressed and bummed out about what's going on. He's like, and I said I was really concerned with the future, what's going to happen to all of us. And he said, you know what? I think everything's going to be better than it was before. The world is going to change, but for the better. He says he doesn't care who gets elected for the next one. That doesn't matter. But we're going to get a president like a John F. Kennedy or a Roosevelt, sometime like after World War II. We're going to have a time like that where there's going to be so many new opportunities and people are going to be pitching in. So hopefully we'll have one of those generations that all of us have never experienced, like a boomer generation, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Something after the major depression or war or something. So he was so positive about that, and he literally put me in a good mood. I don't know if that's going to happen. I hope it does, but I hope we all come out a lot stronger than we were during this time.
Yeah.
I agree with you, John. I really think that there's going to be a change in the world. I think we're going to look at things a lot differently. And my dad told me, he's like, look, when this country went through its Great Depression, we grew stronger than ever. And when something hits everybody at once, and we're talking now the world, not just our country, it's got to affect us all, and we're all adjusting to a new reality in life and how we do things. I think it's only going to get stronger.
Yeah. Well, no from the chat, no 2K1 from the chat says, "Okay, boomer."
Well, what John is trying to say is everybody go out there and make some babies.
Yeah, why not?
Hey.
You guys got time on your hands. You have no excuse.
And if you can't make them, practice it. I can't make them, but I can practice it.
I think it's a pretty crazy time to be alive. I mean, this is as close to The Walking Dead as I think we'll ever get. But in my line of work, I mean, there's a lot of people that are stressed out about getting laid off, and like I almost think it's like what better time than to press pause on life and just take a step back and like reevaluate what you've been doing. And you know, like it's a time where you can get more involved and volunteer. There's a ton of people that need help in various communities, and you know, if you give back and you're kind to other people, it helps you feel a little bit better. So, you know, if you are one of the unlucky few that happen to go through that, I think there's a lot of stuff that we can be doing right now to keep ourselves busy and just move on. But I think we'll end up in a better place from it too.
Yeah, with that, Dominic, I totally agree with you. The other thing is to please reach out to your resources. There are a lot of federal resources right now if you are in a bind that can help you out. If you don't know where to go, I've been deep diving into all of the resources, veterans and for civilians alike, on what can you do. Your small business stuff, I've been doing that too. So like reach out to the communities and be like, hey, I have a small business, I'm in trouble. What are my resources that I can reach out to get some help, get some relief from this stuff. People are out there will help you. There's a lot of help going on around right now.
I saw online, Paul, there are most banks now are doing forgiveness for payments on loans without late payments, without hitting your credit report. AT&T sent me something today that you can go 2 months without paying your bill. You're not going to get disconnected. You're not going to lose your service to your family and your friends. There's a lot of things that not many people know that you know that will be okay. If you can't pay your bills, you're going to get forgiven these 2 months too.
Yeah, they just signed something. I believe I saw the article last night. I didn't dive into it too much, but or maybe it was today. They said that hey, they're stopping mortgage payments from a lot of the big major banks for 90 days. So that should help out a little bit.
Right.
Another thing
you
too
guys
is
verify them. You have to call before. Don't just stop making your payment.
Absolutely. Find out from your bank. Call your bank.
And you got to verify that they're not going to do that, because I had an experience in this when we had that last crash. I was having a tough time making my mortgage payment, and I kept calling the banks all over the news. They were telling us your banks will help you. Well, my bank wasn't helping me. After like 5 months, I called them. They said, all right, tell you what, just make half your payment each month for 6 months, and then we'll discuss that. I'm like, perfect. That's a huge relief. And then after a few months, I noticed dings on my credit report. Well, they were marking me late. I'm like, oh, something's wrong. Called the bank. They're like, well, technically you are late. I'm like, oh my, you guys just made me like a 750 FICO score person that could get anything I wanted delivered, and all I have to do is sign on a paper, like no haggles and no hassles. To a basic, as they say in the car industry, a cockroach, someone who doesn't have any credit, couldn't buy anything. I mean, unless you come in with cash. I mean, just overnight, and it really, really affected our financial situation big time. So just verify, make sure you have an agreement, something in writing. Don't trust exactly. The government is telling us things to make us feel good right now, but the banks are businesses, and they have their own policies, and they're going to do what they want to do. So I've seen a lot of these rent letters out there that say, okay, just because of this, you're still obligated to pay your rent. If you have any issues, you should discuss that with us. So definitely communicate. Don't just stop paying. I'm sure the government's got great intentions, but it's all bureaucracy. So make sure you take care of yourself first, verify everything. And I'm speaking from experience. I mean, you have to get things verified before you go into them, because you could have you could be struggling right now, but you have great credit. You don't want to kill it because of what's going on now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So just take care of yourselves on that, guys.
Listen to us boomers. We know.
Speaking of boomers, man. Well, go ahead. I don't think Bob is, but just by definition, just Google what a boomer is. I'm definitely not. Let's see. I don't think
like
Bob might have
1965
slid
and
into
below or something.
Yeah.
I'll be 53, so I don't know if I'm a boomer or
No,
not.
I don't think so.
I think it's
I guess
1965 and below.
Yeah. All right.
I think. Pretty sure.
So no, we're not boomers.
Yeah.
I think they just do it to get a rise out of us, Bob. That's all.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us younger generation, at least I know for myself, I have talked to some of the older generation and sought advice where I haven't in the past, and it's brought me to a new state of mind, right? You got to take care of stuff, but also at the same time, you got to find a reason to smile. And I think that's what we're all trying to say in our own way. And we're saying do the work that you need to do to make sure that you're okay during this time, and that a lot of people are going to be understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other thing I want to
absolutely.
say also is if you guys are just bored at home and you're not doing anything and you're just looking at the groups and nobody's really posting stuff or whatever, we have alternate means of socializing. This is one of them. Video chats are like Zoom and all these other devices are out there. In the last 2 weeks, I've spoken to more international hookah members in the community than I've ever have. Right? So we
Right.
just there's the links are posted in the groups daily. Jump into one of those, communicate with somebody, talk to them, and then you'll find a lot of common ground. Not just hookah, right? Maybe they want to play video games with you, and then all of a sudden you guys are playing video games for 8 hours. Staying up to 4 o'clock in the morning, like myself, which is not ideal,
Yeah.
but it does pass the time.
Right.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah, definitely by the way, call all those people that you haven't kept in touch with, or just send them a text message here and there. I mean, we've still got our technology. We can still stay in touch with people, even though you're not seeing anyone all day.
Yeah.
Just throw out a message here and there. Let people know that you're thinking of them.
Absolutely, John.
I get those messages from people, and it's just like, yeah, I haven't talked to this guy. Wow, it's so nice of him to actually send me a message right now and check on me.
Most definitely. Tanner, any other thoughts that you may have?
I mean, I'm full of thoughts. It's just a matter of what thoughts you want. John's got planes going by.
Yeah, I can't see what kind it is. The helicopter. So sorry about that, Tanner.
No, you're okay. I guess I have a question for you, John.
Delivery of toilet paper from Russia.
So, John, a lot of these lounges that I'm talking to, they're having problems getting supplies. And a lot of their supplies usually come from the local smoke shops, which are shut down. What can we do as consumers to help our local lounges provide, the delivery services and everything else? How can we help them get in contact with you?
That's a no-brainer. I'm glad you did that. I didn't come here to self-promote too much, but they can always get a simple email address, john@hookahjohn.com, or the contact us page. But I supply a lot of lounges, and I didn't want to get into what we're doing right now, but we are making things happen. I'm not going to give all the details, but we are getting things out to people. All right. We're safe. We're practicing safest methods at the place that we can. And again, without going into details, I can be a good resource for them if that's what you're looking for. So
Tanner,
please
Tanner, are the lounges closed though right now? Are they needing supplies?
So the insides are closed. They're not allowed to have an open lounge per se. But what they are doing and what they are adapting to with being shut down is how do we provide services to our regular consumers? How do we get, a bowl or a hookah to rent per se out to our people so they can continue enjoying, our great hobby that we all enjoy. So they're trying to find that middle ground as far as, okay, do we just kind of close shop and roll over, or do we keep continuing to adapt with the times? So it's kind of that intermediate stage.
There's this thing. I don't know how good it would work in the U.S. I know when I travel to Lebanon, I always see these guys on mopeds flying by with like a bucket of half-lit charcoals and a full hookah ready in a basket behind them, and they do hookah delivery, and they bring it right to your door, and they leave it there. And but I don't know how profitable that is in the U.S. or how, I'm talking about Beirut, a small city, right, or a densely populated city, to where you can call the guy. He's like 5 minutes away, and he's flying through with those little mobilettes. What do you call those little scooters, right?
Yeah.
And so it's maybe the guys in Colorado could do that. Maybe it's not going to generate any profit. It's what a lot of restaurants are doing. They're staying open just to do pickup here in California. That's not making them any money, but what it could be doing is paying the bills and paying their employees. So if they can come up with a system like that, and then you got to let your community know, okay, most of us are home smokers. You know what? Treat yourself to somebody else bringing you a hookah one day. Just keep those guys in business. We all gotta some people are not making an income. That's fine. You should save your money and take care of what's first. But if you're making money, try to support your local guys, whether it's hookah or anything else, and just go ahead and get some of that like pickup stuff or delivery. Just keep the system, keep the machine going a little bit, even though it's going slow.
Keep supporting locals, what you're saying.
Yeah. Let everyone take care of their own local community, and that's the best you can do. I mean, there's not much that we can do to help each other, but if you think about it and get creative, there are things. Like we said, keeping in constant communication with each other, just putting a smile on someone's face. If you get a few extra bucks, go to a website. You know what that person likes, and have a small delivery of something sent to them. Again, not to self-promote too much, but you can go ahead and place an order at HookahJohn.com and put your friend's shipping address in there, and we'll get it out to them.
I did that last week, John. Did I not?
Yeah, probably. I just didn't look at the order. I don't expect anything less of you, Jeremy. But see, that helps people. So it helps us too. I mean, I get guys there that need jobs, and they don't want to sit at home all day. So I've got them working on things. We got a big warehouse, and there's only a couple of people there, 3 people there, and I'm in my office all locked up. Another guy's in his office. Anthony, big shout out. He's keeping the fort down. And the guys that are working in the warehouse, they've got to play by the rules, 6 feet apart. We've got our sanitizing station. We got all our Lysol wipes out, Lysol spray. Keep sanitizing, just keep everything clean. And I'd hate to. I mean, I'm just one small company, but if I go out, my family goes out. If I go out, my employees go out, their families go out. Exactly. So we're just, and that's the whole country right now. Mm-hmm. So you know what it is? Either you're not working or you're working like 10 times as hard.
Yeah.
That's what it seems. There's a lot of people who have to work. They don't have time to sit here and watch us and sit home and smoke a hookah all day. Their hours are doubled.
Speaking of Anthony, he tried to interrupt us about 3 times and FaceTime me, but.
Oh, just now?
Yeah, that's why I kept going black.
Dominic, send Anthony the link and tell him to jump in.
Yeah.
I did. All he did was say he wants
he just wants a shout out.
Yeah, that's why I had to slip that in there.
Anthony, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Show us your beautiful face, Anthony. I don't think you're keeping him
busy enough, John.
Yeah, he's staying busy. We're doing all right, thank God. Under the circumstances, like I said, there are people who got nothing going on right now, and
absolutely.
So, by the way, I do consider ourselves essential. I'm essential to our community, and then I mean, you need something. You need certain things delivered to you. I mean, not all of us are feeling any medical symptoms. We don't need medical care, but as long as the shipping companies are going and you're sitting home all day, yeah, you need your hookah supplies. Here, one bone that I have to pick in our county, they said marijuana dispensaries can stay open. They're essential. I'm thinking, all right, I don't care if you smoke marijuana. I really don't care. I don't have a problem with it being legal. But how is that essential and I do believe it's a very big, it's very important to the medical community, and they need to apply it more in medicine. But how is that essential for just people getting high? Okay, our liquor stores are open, good. dispensaries open, great. Hookah stores, yeah, those need to be open as well. As long as it's safe and we're practicing our cleaning habits inside the warehouse. I think we are essential.
And I think off of that, you talk about some of the different facets that some of us are now seeing with, the whole marijuana side and that cannabis overall still being open. So everybody classifies them under agriculture, and agriculture is essential. It's part of the reason all my farmers are still out there working. We've got to keep everybody fed. We've got to, lack of better terms, keep everybody high, keep everybody busy. So it is essential. And I believe, all the hookah industry is essential, just like you said. It deals with tobacco. Tobacco is a farm and agriculture good. So, no, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, everybody's got their vice, okay? And for a lot of us, hookah is it. We need that. I mean, okay, if anybody needs to roll up a joint and smoke one, it definitely is me. I'm so high strung and so wound up, but I just don't. I don't like what it does for me. But I even keep saying to myself, I should do that. I should. Let me get some sleep. But I'm just gonna pass on it and I'll smoke hookah instead. All right, I'm fine with good quality wine. But you got to keep these things going. And it's a little weird, not to get political on this, but the federal government saying, all right, this is going to be over in the next, like by Easter, right? I don't know which one said it, but by Easter. And then, but in California, they're like, yeah, this is going to go on. This is not going to be over in a few days nor a few months or a few weeks. So we're in the long haul for this. So I just hope they don't tighten up too much on life going on.
I honestly think, John, that the hype about opening up by Easter is just to give the country hope. You have to give everybody some hope that there's an end to this, because no one's going to go to battle if they don't see a win at the end of this. And you got to give the country hope, and say that we're going to open up. I don't think is realistic, but you got to give hope that, all right, we may see an end here. I think that's the hype going on with that saying that this is going to be over by Easter. I don't believe it's going to be over by Easter. I would pray it would be over by Easter. But if we can give the country hope, that's the best we can do. Is we got to live on hope that this will end. I mean, this is such a strange time for all of us. I don't. For me, going to work now, because I live at hookah lounges or visit friends to go smoke hookah when I go on the road, and I can't do that anymore. I'm going to be going on the road 15 days without a smoke. It's going to be very strange for me, and it's going to be hard because you used to your lifestyle of I'm always getting a smoke every day, whether I'm on the road or I'm at home. So now I literally won't be doing any smoking for 15 days while I go out on the road. So it's a very big change.
Not a lot of people know this, Bob, but you've been smoking hookah for a very, very long time.
Right.
When was that picture taken of you in the Middle East that you shared with us, Bob?
That was taken in 1996.
And I think part of the hope we have is keeping, I guess we could say of these, what we considered non-essential services, which would be beer, liquor, I guess what you could call our vices. That is being kept open because it gives people hope that their essential freedoms aren't being taken away.
Absolutely.
When we have a second, guys, the chat's asking if we're going to be answering any of their questions. They've been asking for a little bit. Let's just wait for this fire engine to go through.
Yeah, what was that question,
John? Mute yourself when you're ready.
There was a bunch of guys asking a bunch of questions on the chat. They had some questions for us. They wanted to know if we're going to interact with them a little bit. I told them I'd try to lobby it to you guys. Okay, somebody is asking John if he is going to start carrying KMs again because he wants to buy one from you.
Yeah, they're not on the site. They're there. I just haven't carried so many lately, but that's are they not on the site? They're there. Maybe I just don't have what
John, click the unmute button at the bottom.
God damn it! Where is it?
I can hear.
I hear John.
I hear John.
I hear John.
I hear John.
Whatever.
All right. So
2 seconds. Refresh.
Yeah, Jeremy will be back.
So KM hookahs, we do have some in stock, but you know what? It's kind of I'm looking. There's only 2 models, and that's probably not right. I'll get some more. And as a matter of fact, they're coming to pick up something tomorrow, so maybe I'll ask them to bring me some along the way. But thanks for bringing that up. And then the question, before we get into the questions, we didn't discuss the expo, which I think is a big question for a lot of people.
It is. People are asking those too. Chris just wanted to say, though, real quick, was Anthony, if you want your shout outs, go to John's Cameo and support him on his Cameo. He's doing cameos over there. So all your shout outs could be lobbied to HookahJohn's Cameo.
Nice.
Trying to
Thanks,
become the
Chris.
next high pitch Eric, huh?
Yeah. Or Bobo, we got to unfollow Bobo. We got to have that
Yeah.
unfollow movement, right? But back to the expo, Hookah Expo Worldwide, HEW Quattro. We're all so pumped, especially after last year. And people are asking, well, is it still going on? And I'm like, have you turned on your TV lately? Everything is canceled right now. Everything, everywhere, every event. And there's no, we have no idea how long it's going to go on. So it will come back. I just don't know when. So, but yeah, chances of it going on this year are pretty much slimmer than none. I just don't think it's going to happen this year. But who knows? Should stay positive, right?
Yeah, I hope that changes, honestly.
If it doesn't change, John, let's go to Vegas anyways. The same dates. Let's all party at Oasis. Let's
Hey,
do
Yeah,
it.
let's do that. Let's hook up something that's not so formal, and
Absolutely.
we need a big party after this.
Absolutely.
That was-
If they open things up and we can travel, then I still got my airline tickets to Vegas. I'm going.
I was bummed it's my cousin's wedding that day, so I wasn't going to be able to come this year. So
All right. Well, how's your cousin gonna do? I mean, is he still gonna get married? You never
I
know.
don't know. Yeah, uncertain.
All right.
Yeah.
Any? We have more questions there, Paul.
Those are the top ones I've saw off the top of my head. Chris said he's gonna start arresting people using quick lights. Sally says hello.
Oh,
Hi, Sally.
Jim Zaeta says hello
Jim.
from Ugly.
Yeah, big shout out to Jim Ugly Hookah. Great guy, great brand, and I
Mario
really love the product.
Calpa. Yeah, he's a good guy. I've had the chance to meet him a few times and get down to chat with him in Chicago, and a couple times at the expo. Shout out to Mario and a lot of the other people for just keeping their heads up, saying, let's do what we can, to make this still happen. Who knows what's going to happen? And I'm sure if something does happen, John, everything will be taken care of. It's not like you're not a legitimate brand or something out there. You have the foundation behind you to do what is necessary to make this thing continue, I believe, in my personal opinion.
Absolutely.
Thanks
There'll
for
always be a Hookah community. We'll always be here. So we're always going to need you.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. All right. So what's next? So we got the expo out of the way. Hopefully it will happen. We'll just see. We're all just. I think that was a great point of most of this conversation, just staying, sharing our stories, and finding ways to stay positive throughout this.
Yeah, you made the chat quiet down just a little bit when you announced that. They're processing right now.
Oh, the expo. Maybe it's me. That's why I need you guys too. You guys gave me, like what Jeremy said, the comment he made earlier. I said thanks for that, because it's stressful for all of us. So sorry if I'm taking it out and I'm not being all squeaky clean and happy right now. We're all under this stress right now, but we got to keep reminding ourselves, stay positive. Things are going to get better, and things are going to happen again. So we'll just get through this together.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better.
I agree. I think the community right now, even though things are a little bit in turmoil, if we stick to our guns and we keep to the communities and interact with each other, socialize with each other through the internet, it'll come out stronger, right? And like I was saying, the international community is reaching out to us right now, saying that, hey, Americans, we're practicing our English. Can we please talk to you?
Nice.
Dude,
that's awesome.
Go talk to them. The Russians. I talked to them this morning. The Russians over there, they have their own separate video chat where they're only allowed to speak English.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're only allowed to speak English, and the reason for that is because they want to be able to interact with us. And I feel like we should be. I am going to do my part and try to learn a little bit of their language as well and their culture, and do my best to interact with them. Because if we share things together, then we're in this worldwide, right? Not just the American community.
And it's really saying something. This is a brand, Darkside, that is putting this on. They are not even in the U.S. market except for if you find a way to get it in. They're trying to do this thing for the international community. They don't care if you go in there and all you smoke is AF, or if you go in there and you're smoking Element, or if you're going in there you're smoking Ugly or 10 Cheers. They don't care. They just want to talk and have great conversations about hookah and community and get that social interaction moving and going. We have the Hangs links, which are posted in Hookah University. I post those over in HookahJohn's Circle of Friends sometimes to get some, outside perspective. I think it's important that we all find a way to bridge that gap.
Absolutely, Jeremy. I've had so many people from from other countries actually reaching out to me and instant messaging me on Instagram on my Smoking with Bob page, and I've met so many people from so many different countries, and they're so gracious, such kind people, and they're like, "Oh, my English isn't good." I said, "Hey, you're doing great. Let's keep it up." And and just it's been really great to be able to talk with people from so many walks of life around the world.
I mean, as an American, I think we butcher the English language more than a European could ever, right? It doesn't matter if English is your first, second, third, or 15th language.
Yeah.
I think we're all very understanding of that. We all come from different cultural backgrounds, and we're willing to share whatever it is that we can provide to make it a great experience in your life.
Right.
And what you guys should do, what we should do, I think tonight was a great success as far as getting us all together. I think we should continue it and just rotate out the guests. Keep it down to like what we have here, 6 people or so, and have one of you guys, or I'll do it, and we'll get a whole new group of people in and get everyone's, everyone a chance to start, giving out their perspective and sharing what they have to offer, and just do this till we get. This could be a few weeks, so let's try to do a couple a week and get some more. There's so many guys who are commenting right now. We should get some of those guys in.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
sure.
setting it all up.
Yeah, we have a great community. There's a lot of great people. I mean, us 6 here are not representatives of the entire community by any means.
I would love to hear from some of the community overseas. It'd be really nice to see their perspective, what's going on.
Yeah, some of them have it worse than us right now as far as how they
absolutely
get around and what they have
absolutely.
access to.
Well, with that,
the internet.
With that, guys, we've been on here for about an hour and 10 minutes. I don't want this to go long and make people get uninterested. With that, I'll say salante, cheers, spasiba for all of you guys joining.
Salud.
Thank you guys for watching. And
thanks everybody for coming and joining us.
Hey, thanks Paul and Jeremy for setting this up technically on my side. I couldn't do it without them, so thank you guys.
Oh, no problem.
Thanks, Tanner and
thanks
Dominic.
for having me on. It was my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thanks for inviting me, guys.
All right, guys. Well, with
guys.
that.